Hey, what's going on? I wanted to give a little review of this Xtool IP508 scanner tool for your car. I've been trying to diagnose a misfire on my 2012 GMC Jimmy for a while. It's been happening more in our GMC Jimmy. That was another car I had. This is a 2012 GMC Yukon with the 5.3 engine, and it's been misfiring for since I've had the car for like 2.5, 3 years. But usually in the winter, in the cold, and sometimes it throws the check engine light, sometimes it doesn't. And I took it to a garage, had them diagnose it, and they told me it was plugs and wires, which I thought was weird because I had already replaced them. And they wanted to charge me $970 to do plugs and wires again, which I thought was ridiculous. I used to be a mechanic when I was in my late teens, early 20s. I went to school for auto mechanics. I don't do that anymore, but I try to fix my own car. I hate paying people to do stuff. I just never had a scanner tool before, and always went to AutoZone or a place like that to have them scan the codes, but they can't give you much information. So this place, they told me that the misfire was in cylinders 3 and 5, that it was plugs and wires. So I replaced the plugs and wires again. I used Delco parts because I was told that that was the way to go. So do that. Still got the misfire, no change. Glad I didn't waste $1,000. Trying to find online what could be causing a misfire like that for 2012 GMC Yukon, and I was just having all kinds of trouble. The people at that garage also told me that the coils were good and that they checked them. I do not trust that now. So every review of this scanner, sorry, the light's bad in here, I'm in my garage, showed people testing it on a vehicle that was fine. So, and it didn't show people checking live data. So I was trying to decide which tool to buy, and I didn't want to waste my money. So do you go $30 scan tool? Do you go $100 scan tool that has an app on your phone? Like, I don't know. I went through a bunch of different options, and I settled on this one, even though I couldn't see if I was going to be able to see the cylinders that are misfiring. But I actually put this on the car last night, and I can see that, and I want to show you how to do that. So maybe this will help you make a decision, fix your own car, and not spend $1,000 on a tune-up. And I'll just show you how it works and show you the problem in case you either have a 2012 Yukon or a similar vehicle, or you're looking to buy a tool like this for yourself. So let's plug this in. I gotta go under here. Plug it into the OBD2 port. It comes on automatically. Well, I guess it starts charging from the OBD port, so I'll just power it on. This is really nice because I wanted to know if it was going to show me the cylinders that are misfiring, get live data like that. And like I said, the videos I watched did not have that in there, but I found it extremely fast last night, and now I think I know the problem, and I know the garage that I went to did not check all the coils. I'm pretty sure that it's an ignition coil on cylinder 8, but we'll see if we're still having the same problem this morning. Show you how to look. Sorry, a little bit of dead space. There we go. Fix known problems and optimize. Oh, now it's gonna update. So I'll pause while this is updating. Or actually, it's going pretty quick. If you want a third review and 3 reviews in one video, I'm using the new Galaxy S24 Ultra. This phone is amazing. Install update to this existing application. Your existing data will not be lost. Yes, I do. So I think I paid $158 after tax for this. And I am glad I bought this one. All right, we're done. I am waiting patiently. Okay, so now I'm gonna turn the key on. We're gonna do auto scan. Probably shut off my Bluetooth so my car doesn't steal my audio here. See, it's figuring out the details of the vehicle for you, which is kind of nice. It is a Yukon. I don't think I have that. I don't think I have that either. I have no idea about this, so we'll go with that one. Okay, so let's do an automatic scan. So if you see, I've just got the key on right now. I do have a check engine light on. Sometimes the check engine light is on with this misfire and sometimes it's not. It's frustrating. We're scanning still. I'm just happy that if I'm right, this should be a cheaper fix than what I was thinking. I was worried because oh, battery's low. I gotta start the vehicle. That's what the car says. We'll do that here in a second. So this type of vehicle has that engine that shuts off half the cylinders for seconds every once in a while when you're coasting, which is just stupid. And apparently it has problems with the lifters and stuff, and a lot of people have to replace the engines. I was thinking that that was going to be the issue. I thought I was having a compression issue. I thought it was a fuel injector. I almost bought 2 fuel injectors for the engines, or for cylinders 3 and 5, because of what this garage told me, and find out that the thing they told me was completely wrong. Pretty much I have had bad luck at that garage multiple times now. They did a remain seal for me. Had to do it twice because it was still leaking. Then they bent the oil pan. They had to replace my oil pan. It's just a mess. This did not scan this long last night, but as long as we're getting all the info, I'm good with that. Let's see, should finish here pretty quick. I'll start the car so the battery doesn't die. I did check the battery the other day too, because I saw online where a weak battery could possibly cause a misfire because you're not getting as much power to the ignition coils as it needs, but that ended up being correct also, or being a good battery. We're on 5. I apologize for how long this is taking. I'm probably not going to edit this video too, because I don't want to put a whole bunch of work into it. I'm not a YouTube influencer or whatever. So I just want to try to help somebody else having the same issue as me, or maybe help you make a decision on the correct scan tool for whatever you're looking for. Device failed to communicate. Please confirm whether it is. I'll just start the car. Okay, so it should have the stored codes. Let's go to System Diagnose. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to see if this can scan with the car running. It's not misfiring at the moment, but it will. This went really, really fast last night. Maybe I will edit some of this out if I can figure out how to do it on my phone. I can do it quickly, but while we're waiting, I can show you. So I don't know if you'll be able to hear the misfire, but I can show you the misfire. It's not doing it at the moment, but when I put a load on the engine, like shift it into gear, let's see if the idle drops, and if it starts happening, then you'll be able to see it once the RPMs drop. Or it's going to make a liar out of me. Guess it doesn't want to do it yet. We'll come back to that. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to pause this while we wait for this to finish scanning. I'll be back. Okay. So I just restarted the Xtool, unplugged it, plugged it back in, and this all loaded up really fast. I should have probably recorded that. But, so I don't know what the issue was. Maybe I need to just restart it after the update. So here's my codes currently. So we'll hit diagnose, because there's 2 failures there. Let's read the trouble codes. Event data. So there's the problem I get every single time I go to AutoZone or somewhere to get the codes read. It's a random misfire. The P0300 is a random misfire, and that's probably also what's causing this code to. So let's go back here. Specific DTC, engine misfired. So if you hit the little search icon, it's actually going to do a Google search and tell you what that problem is. That's pretty cool. But what I really wanted to know is, with that misfire, if I was able to see what was happening with my car. So when I had it started a minute ago, like I said, it was not misfiring yet. Usually when I think it's gone away, it starts happening again. But let's go to live data and we'll see if we can find it, because it will have stored the previous ones in here. So yes, I want to leave automatic scan. I want to diagnose my system. It's the engine. I want to see live data. So this is what I wish every review was showing when people were going over this tool. All they showed was that you could read codes and go in there, and pretty much everybody didn't have a problem with their vehicle. This is what I want right here, and I couldn't tell if this IP508 4-in-1 Xtool showed this. Well, if you want to see if you've got misfires happening, right here. So now it's communicating with the engine. There's the current data. I don't have this whole tool figured out. I just want to show you how to do this. So look at that. Cylinder 8. 2,086 misfires in the history. So this tells me all the data. I don't know all of this stuff. It does have info for you. But as far as I can tell, cylinder 8 is the problem. The garage that wanted to charge me $1,000 to do plugs and wires, they were telling me it was cylinders 3 and 5. I don't even see anything with 3 and 5 in the history, so I do not know if this is. That's fine. Currently, let's look. Cycles of misfire data. Show you a current graph. It's not misfiring right now, which is frustrating because I wanted to show you my issue. Sometimes it'll do it in gear. Let's see. So for the test that I wanted to do, it'd be really helpful if it was currently misfiring. Also, I may have to take it for a ride, get it to do it, but my problem is it's intermittent, so even if I pull the wire off, it may not do it at the time anyway. I think it's the ignition coil, because like a dumbass also, when I did the plugs and wires, I pulled the spark plug out and the number 8 plug was wet with gasoline. I found that odd, and I didn't even put together that it's probably wet because there was no spark. So like a dumbass, I just changed all the plugs and wires, and then I checked the coils on the other side of the engine, 3 and 5, because that's what the garage told me. And I think the obvious answer is that it's that number 8 ignition coil. What I would like is for it to start misfiring now, and then I could swap that over to another cylinder and see if I could get it to start misfiring. And if the misfire moves, then I know it's that coil and it's not compression or any other issue. So I may pause this again, go for a ride, and come back and see if we can get it to do the problem. I'm gonna pause. Okay, so I just took it for a drive around the block. So I showed you the history of 8 right there. Now, I don't know if you can hear it or not, but here's the current misfire value. You see it's 10. If you look at the RPMs, you can see it just dropping a little bit. That's every time I've got the misfire happening. So what I'm going to do now is pull this into my garage. I'm going to take the ignition coil and I'm going to pull it off cylinder 8, and I'm going to put it on another one. You'll see all the other cylinders, the current misfire values are 0. And I think the only other one that had anything in the history was 7. So, being that it's only 2, hopefully that's only a fluke, but we shall see. So I am going to, I guess I'll show you where cylinder 8 is. It's probably the only one that's going to be a pain in the ass to change. Here, I'll pause. Alright, so here, if you're looking at the engine, it's on the passenger side. Sorry, the light sucks in here. The passenger side, all the way in the back. Of course, one of the bolts I need to get to is being blocked by this dipstick right here, so it's gonna be a little bit more of a pain in the ass to get out. I am gonna pull this shroud off, which I should have left off anyway, and I think I'll swap this coil back here, the one all the way in the back corner, with the first one up here. And sorry, shadow from my phone, and we will go back to the live data and see if we still have a misfire. So I will come back when I get that done. All right, I'm back in the car, and I may have to eat a little bit of humble pie, but I'm still glad I got this tool. Currently having 0 misfires. I disconnected the battery when I was going to pull the coil off and switch it. I got the first coil off, and went to start taking the one off in the back, and the spark plug wire just basically fell off. So at the spark plug, it was attached at the coil just fine, but for whatever reason, the number 8 cylinder spark plug wire doesn't want to like click in. So I changed that with the one at the front of the engine on that side, and put the wire from the front to the back, and it's still doing the same thing. So I don't know if I've got a bad plug where like the end just isn't like, doesn't want to like click in, or doesn't feel like it's clicking in. But I think that may be my issue, which is even better because now it's going to cost me even less money. If I did not have this tool, I would have bought a coil, thrown it on there, and not found that problem until after I spent another $120. So assuming that this doesn't start happening again, I just went around the block again. It's not misfiring currently. Check engine lights off because I disconnected the battery. But I guess I'm going to just drive around and see if this starts happening again. Hopefully that was the problem. But if I start having that misfire again, I'm going to check that cylinder first, or whichever one this is telling me, but I would assume it would still be 8, and if I have to, I'll just change that plug. Maybe I'll do a little update on that, but either way, this tool, which only cost me $150, will hopefully go to a lot of good use, because I do not have any newer vehicles, so I can use this with all of my other ones, and hopefully save myself from paying labor costs at a garage. But yeah, pretty handy tool. Hopefully that helps somebody. I'm out for now.